Exactly. Picture this. Monday morning, Priya, she's a project manager, seasoned pro, logs into her dashboard. She's prepping for the usual grind, planning the quarterly roadmap for this big software rollout, risk analysis, resource stuff, task assignments, the whole 9 yards. But today, something's different. The roadmap, it's done. Fully planned, risks, flagged, resources, optimized, tasks, assigned, all finished overnight by an AI. And that screen just hums, quietly efficient. And this gut punch question hits her. What's actually left for me to do? Is my expertise? Is it obsolete now?
Yeah.
This isn't sci-fi anymore, is it? It's a real glimpse into what's happening right now in project management.
It really is. That image, it hits home for a lot of people, I think, and it perfectly sets up what we're diving into today. We're going to try and unpack that big question on everyone's mind. Will I be replaced or will I be reinvented by 2025?
That's the million-dollar question, right? We've gathered insights from, all over Coursera, Forbes, the Institute of Project Management, NC State, even dug into some candid chats on Reddit, or our ChatGPT specifically. The goal here is to give you a real comprehensive look at what's going on and, more importantly, what it means for your future in this field. So let's get into it.
Okay, so the baseline truth really is hard to ignore. Project management is changing big time. It's not just one thing either. It's new tech, sure, but also how we work remote, hybrid, and even major regulatory shifts playing a part.
It's not optional, is it? It's a shift that's just happening.
Exactly. It's unavoidable.
And we're not talking small tweaks here.
Yes.
This is where it gets kind of mind-blowing. There was this Gartner study back in 2019, predicted a huge shift. They suggested, get this, a staggering 80% of all project management tasks could be essentially eliminated by 2030.
80%.
80% thanks to, machine learning, big data, natural language processing.
Right.
All that stuff.
It sounds scary, that number. But the interesting angle here is that AI's purpose isn't just, elimination. It's really about efficiency. A massive boost in efficiency.
Right.
AI can seriously improve how effective PMs are, automating the, let's face it, often mundane tasks. So the pros, the project managers, they get more time to focus on the big picture stuff, the high-level strategic concerns that really determine success.
And there's data to back that up too.
Yeah.
Right? I think MIT research showed highly skilled people using generative AI boosted their performance by 40%. That's huge.
It is. It's a significant lift, not just a threat narrative.
And this isn't some future fantasy. AI is already woven into the tools we use every day. Think about agile project management.
Oh, absolutely.
You've got Jira, right? Using machine learning now to predict delays, suggest fixes, keep teams on course, or GitHub Copilot helping developers, suggesting code, letting human testers focus better, cutting testing time drastically, 40% in one case study I saw.
Yeah, that's impressive.
And even Trello's Butler, automating the little repetitive things, organizing cards, setting reminders. It actually frees people up for the work that needs, human brains.
These aren't just theories anymore. They're real tools making a real difference, today, reshaping the daily workflow.
Okay, let's jump back to Priya for a second. Imagine her leading that complex cloud migration, 6 months, big corporation, huge deal. Needs meticulous planning, loads of coordination between teams, and crucially, near zero downtime.
High stakes.
Totally. In the old days, Priya might just be drowning in admin, constantly chasing details. But with AI, her role, it just transforms.
Right. So in Priya's project, AI brings some pretty game-changing stuff. Take predictive analytics. AI crunches historical data from similar projects, forecasts timelines way more accurately than humans can, spots potential bottlenecks, maybe data transfer limits, and helps plan budgets precisely.
So she can set realistic expectations up front.
Exactly. And get that crucial stakeholder buy-in before things potentially go sideways. It shifts her from constantly putting out fires to being, proactive, strategic.
And it doesn't stop at planning, right? The tracking, the workflows.
No, not at all. AI gives you real-time tracking. It monitors every stage, data backup, testing, security setups. And if, say, testing falls behind because of bugs, the AI might flag it and suggest shifting resources, maybe pull someone from backup verification to help out.
So it adapts on the fly.
It does. Priya moves from just staring at dashboards to actually solving problems dynamically. She's orchestrating the strategy, not getting lost in the weeds.
That's a powerful contrast, drowning in admin versus orchestrating strategy.
It really is. And think about resource allocation, too. AI can assess who's got what workload, what skills they have, and assign tasks like maybe data encryption to the best person for the job. Prevents bottlenecks.
And if someone finishes early?
AI can reassign them, maybe move that application specialist over to security testing if they free up, maximizes how everyone's time is used. Priya goes from juggling resources manually, which is a headache, to strategically optimizing her team.
Plus the risk management aspect, that sounds huge.
Oh yeah, proactive risk management. AI's constantly scanning for threats, cyber stuff, data integrity issues. It might recommend adding another firewall layer before anything bad happens.
So she's ahead of the game, not reacting after the fact.
Precisely. And meanwhile, AI handles the routine comms, sending reminders, status updates, scheduling server shutdowns, plus automated reporting, customized dashboards for tech leads, different ones for senior management. Everyone gets the info they need instantly.
Less time spent on status meetings, I
That
bet.
definitely frees up the whole team.
Okay, so if AI can do all that forecasting, daily tasks, adapting workflows, managing risk, reporting, I mean, the question comes back, doesn't it? What is actually left for you, the human PM, to do? Is it really just a countdown? That feels unsettling.
It does. And that anxiety is real. That's the tension we absolutely need to dig into. Because yes, AI automates a ton of tasks,
Yeah.
but project management, like at its absolute core, it's still deeply fundamentally about human interaction. Complex decisions, dealing with ambiguity, solving messy, nuanced problems. These are things AI still finds incredibly difficult.
Totally. That's why reports like the Future of Jobs Report 2023 keep highlighting the growing demand for those uniquely human skills. Creative thinking, analytical thought, but also, tech literacy itself.
And it's fascinating to look at exactly where AI struggles. Communication, negotiation, the really subtle stuff.
Yeah.
Think about smoothing things over between a demanding client and your team,
Right.
or resolving blockers between different departments, or handling, that furious client call.
Or the client who just doesn't know what they want.
Exactly. In those messy emotional situations, humans they prefer dealing with other humans. AI can't replicate that nuance, that empathy.
Which brings up emotional intelligence, right? That whole bucket of skill stakeholder comms, leading a stressed team, navigating conflict, adapting when everything changes. It all needs empathy, intuition, judgment.
You need to understand the unspoken stuff, the needs, wants, personalities, strengths, weaknesses to really guide a project effectively. AI doesn't intuit in the same way.
And accountability. I saw that point on Reddit. Someone said, clients want someone to yell at.
Haha, yeah, maybe a bit blunt, but there's a kernel of truth. Software isn't accountable, not in a legal sense, not in an interpersonal one.
Right. Someone has to sign the contract, approve the budget, haggle with the vendor. AI can't take that responsibility.
It can't. And looking bigger picture, AI gives you amazing data, incredible insights, but the PM, they need to leverage actual relationships, build trust, inspire loyalty, lead. They need to read between the lines, anticipate how people will react.
It's like that difference between doing agile and being agile.
Explain that.
Well, doing agile is like following the ceremonies, ticking the boxes on the process, maybe getting bogged down in static Gantt charts and endless meetings, just going through the motions. But being agile is the mindset, right? Truly adapting, learning, valuing the human interactions over just rigidly sticking to the plan. That's where the real magic happens.
That's a great distinction. So the old PM might be, as you said, drowning in granular admin. But the new PM, they're orchestrating strategy, making the tough calls based on AI's data, yes, but also fostering collaboration, managing the unpredictable human side.
AI handles the how, maybe, so the PM can focus on the why and the who.
Beautifully put. That's exactly it.
So the identity is changing. It's less about coordinating tasks day to day and more about strategic leadership. Maybe those purely internal PMs, the ones just watching tasks move on a board like Trello or Asana, maybe their roles shrink a bit.
Potentially, yeah. But the client-facing PMs, the ones managing relationships, handling the contracts, the accountability, they become even more critical.
Okay, so if the routine stuff gets automated and the human stuff becomes even more important, what are those absolutely essential skills, the ones that make a PM truly future-proof?
That's the crucial question, isn't it? Where do you focus your energy?
So what does this mean for you listening right now? It means thinking beyond just the standard certifications. Adaptability, that's the name of the game.
Absolutely. Continuous learning, adapting to change. Change is pretty much the key word for 2025 and beyond, isn't it?
It seems like
Go
it.
ahead.
Companies are expecting huge shifts, tech transformation, new regulations, sustainability focus, talent challenges, cultural changes.
And project managers are right in the thick of it. They need to lead that transformation, not just get swept along.
Okay, so let's list them out. The non-negotiables. What skills really matter now? First up, and maybe the biggest one, emotional intelligence.
Huge.
Companies want people with top-notch interpersonal skills, critical thinking, problem-solving, communication, creativity, flexibility. These soft skills are becoming, ironically, harder and more valuable as tech gets smarter.
Because AI handles the data crunching. Your ability to connect, persuade, understand, empathize, that becomes your superpower.
Right. Okay, next, technological literacy. Not just knowing that AI exists, but understanding how it works, at least conceptually.
Yeah, critical point. Over 75% of companies are jumping on big data, cloud, AI in the next 5 years. PMs need to get comfortable with this stuff.
It's not about coding necessarily, but understanding the capabilities, the limitations. So you can spot new ways to use it, right?
Yeah.
Go beyond just the obvious applications.
Exactly. Find those unique competitive advantages. Then there's prompt engineering.
Ah, yeah, the new buzzword.
Do we
It's
put
real.
It is. It's basically the skill of talking to AI effectively, asking the right questions the right way.
Giving it examples, maybe, like few-shot learning.
Yep. Or guiding its thinking process, chain of thought prompting, or structuring your request clearly, instruction tuning. It's how you tune AI from a simple tool into like a high-powered consultant.
Makes sense. What else?
Change management. As we said, change is constant. Leading teams through that disruption, increasingly vital. Also, sustainability and resource management.
It's popping up everywhere.
It is. PMs need to think about environmental impact, optimize resource use efficiently. It's becoming a core expectation.
And lastly,
Cybersecurity knowledge. We're all working on shared platforms in the cloud, understanding basic security protocols, the architecture. It's not just for the IT folks anymore. Protecting project data is part of the PM's job now.
wow, okay. That's quite a list. Emotional intelligence, tech literacy, prompt engineering, change management, sustainability, cybersecurity.
It sounds like a lot, but remember that Reddit comment. The most critical competency of a PM is influencing others and removing roadblocks. Not sure how AI would do that on its own.
Right. That sums it up, doesn't it? The human element remains irreplaceable for those core leadership tasks.
Exactly.
So the path forward seems clear then. You embrace the tools, the AI, but you double down on sharpening those uniquely human skills. But how do you actually make that shift? Go from feeling anxious about being replaced to feeling confident, like you're indispensable?
Well, I think the mindset shifts from manager to architect. The future PM isn't just overseeing tasks. They're designing how work gets done.
Architect, I like that.
Yeah, you combine AI's power, its efficiency, precision, adaptability with agile ways of working. But your role, it elevates. You move from coordinator to strategist, armed with way better insights and foresight than ever before.
So you're not just like ticking off boxes on a project plan. You're designing the decision-making flows, figuring out how human judgment best works with AI insights. You're actually leading the transformation.
Precisely. You're not just reacting to it.
Let's go back to Priya one last time, our PM from the start.
Okay.
She could have been paralyzed by fear, right? Seeing AI do parts of her job. But she chose differently.
How so?
Instead of fighting it, she leaned in. She actually invested time in learning, took courses on emotional intelligence, practiced prompt engineering, learned how to talk to the AI, how to direct its power.
Smart move.
Yeah. She let AI take over the admin burden, the stuff that drained her energy. And that freed her up to focus on the high-value human stuff. Complex stakeholder negotiations, resolving team conflicts, strategic problem solving that, frankly, only a human could do.
So she transformed her own role.
Totally. She became the expert on integrating AI into projects, started coaching her team, advising leadership. Her career didn't just survive the change, it actually thrived, became more strategic, more impactful, and honestly, probably less boring.
That's a fantastic outcome. And it highlights the key takeaway, doesn't it? The future isn't really about tools replacing people. It's about transformation.
Right. Using AI to amplify our human potential, to redefine what project success even looks like.
So the real question isn't, will AI take my job?
It's, will I use AI to reinvent my job? Don't wait for the change to happen to you. Be the one driving it.
There's a great quote from Forbes that sums this up perfectly. In embracing AI, project managers are not just keeping pace. They're setting a new standard for what success looks like.
Setting a new standard. That's powerful. Leaves you thinking, doesn't it?